Well, I feel like that would have been a little bit of a one-sided conversation, Mr. Maxim. Does happen to the best of us. Does happen to the best
Hands
of
on
us.
the mouse.
Hands on the mouse is what we talked
Hands
about.
on the mouse. Okay.
Maxim is here from the USA, as you can probably tell by his accent. He's my cultural attaché to try and smooth over some of the cultural differences we have between these. Maxim was telling us how we have been looking forward to this match for far longer than you'd think we probably would have. But look, it's the OC versus Easy, TraumaStoo versus E-Rock. But obviously, I'm not playing. I'm casting this match, so we won't see TraumaStoo getting mowed down by an E-Rock machine gun. We're just not going to see it. Max, you've been playing on the Easy Company servers for a while. It's a good place to play Hell Let Loose, isn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, they have 6 servers? Very well moderated, very good people, good rotation. So
yeah, hell yeah.
As well as OC.
As well as OC, obviously we've been playing on the Big D servers. It's been a bunch of fun. Max, I say, now everyone can hear you, I say we jump in, watch a little bit of pre-match antics. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to jump over. You don't have to look at our ugly mugs anymore or see Max's mouth moving without noise coming out of it again. Go on, let's jump into the casting screen and let's get on it. Now, Max, I know you're looking at this, my friend, but this has been a classic OC match warm-up technique for a while now. This is the OC traditional human centipede approach to match warm-up. It's organized. It looks tight. It shows that the lads are all in it together. They're of singular mind. Have a look at that. How's Easy Company looking for their match warm-up, my friend?
I'm not too sure what they're doing. They're kind of just spread out. It looks like there might be some sort of speech or something going on from McD's, because they're all looking up at him. But
a little bit of
definitely not as cool as the OC.
A little bit of a soapbox talk, perhaps, potentially. Look, I like that. Do you think it's an inspiring speech? Do you think it's being ruined by the people that are literally trying to jump on top of him?
I'm inspired, and I can't even hear it.
You and me both. 11 o'clock, there we go. Stream's live, so just waiting for all the comments saying that you can't hear Max. Look, it was always going to happen. It's not a Hell Let Loose match cast. If something doesn't go horrendously and horribly wrong, that's all right. It happens to the best of us. But OC, the Human Centipede looks like it's mainly finished and mainly sort of tapered off now. I know I'm excited. Match is due to start any second now. 74 players, 83 players is the magic number I think we're looking for. Whilst we're waiting here, we can cycle through some of the names that we're looking at. Some of them are some big names in the OCE community. Have a look at that. That's Sullivan. Mid-Boss is playing for us. Reeves. Tattoo. You love seeing that name around. I'm pretty sure he was like first or second in the world to get all the achievements in Hell Let Loose. Goddamn. Welcome if you're joining us in chat. We're doing a little bit of match commentary. Danger Klaus is playing as well. Have a look at those levels. That is genuinely terrifying. I don't think I've even got mine to 200 yet, which makes me a little bit upset, but I feel outranked. I do feel outranked. That's going to be the majority of the OC team. Oh, there's a little bit of E-Rock action. Good friend of the stream, E-Rock. I'm excited to see what he plays and how he plays today. Max, I'm tingling. I'm on the edge of my seat, my friend. This is exactly what I wanted to see out of the game.
Absolutely. These people, I've played with a bunch of Easy people in public servers, and as well as OC. You've obviously played with a bunch of OC, so it's kind of just watching, kind of friends duel it out in a friendly way.
100%. We just saw the flamethrower, a bit of a pre-match favorite from some of the lads, obviously. Look, I'd love to see a little more. I'd like to see it be a little more useful. I'd love to see some flamethrower kills in the match, not just being shot up into the air as just trying to assert dominance over this Easy Company side. Greyhounds just sort of sitting there. Tankers doing whatever the hell tankers do. Obviously, there is no such thing as a friendly tank. Nobody trusts them. It is a Greyhound there, though, so it does have armor like paper mache. I'm just sort of cruising over, having a look at what's going on. There you go. Tanker's getting in and amongst a little bit of the melee now, which is damn good. Let's jump over and have a look at what Easy's doing pre-match now. Still just cruising around, jumping on top of things. Maxim. Now, I know you haven't played a lot of competition Hell Let Loose, but if you did, would you have any pre-match warm-up? Would you have any pre-match sort of any sort of things? Would you wear the same jocks for each competitive game you play? Like, would you wear a pair of lucky socks? What do you reckon you'd get up to?
That's a good question. I would definitely wear the same socks. I think that's a great idea, first of all, and don't wash them.
Okay.
However, I would probably just do the ritual, everyone circle up, grenade it, and then boom, match starts. Everyone's good to go.
It's always one of those weird moments when you're playing a comp match on somebody else's server. You're never quite sure what the server settings are set to. So, like, if I put a satchel down in my giant blob of blueberries that are hanging around doing match warm-up stuff, if I kill 10 people, am I going to get kicked from server and we're going to be waiting? They're going to be waiting on me to be somewhat less banned from the server. It's always sort of one of those weird moments. Not sure whether he's playing today. I haven't seen his name yet. Oh, there he is. That fat guy is the lad that got brutally murdered just before. It is a little bit of a pre-match ritual for all of OC to murder Fatty. Looks like he's going to be playing in a tanker today. Anybody that's played as a tanker in Fatty's squad knows he does get a bit shouty. He does get a bit yelly, but he is one hell of a tanker. And I've honestly enjoyed a lot of the matches that I played, both in pub matches. I haven't played any comp matches in a tank because nobody would ever let me near a tank in a comp match. Those of you that play tank with me know exactly why that is. We're about 5 minutes gone, still waiting for the last of them. 82, 83. Looks like we've hit the right number, Max. We'd expect to see this server roll momentarily. I'm excited.
Any standouts as far as OC? People to watch out for?
Yeah, this one here is a very good point. Have a look at this chickadee. This is Repurpose. She is potentially one of the best, if not the best, recon player in the OCE region. So we're watching out for what she does. Hopefully I get across and see her. The other one is Tattoo. I'm assuming he's going to be on artillery because he's the squaddy that I've been asked to join. So, look, good point to point out now. It is a very good point to point out, Max, that we're playing using seasonal rules. It's a 40v40, which isn't quite up there in terms of numbers, but one artillery per side. And that artillery is protected. So the enemy, you can't kill the enemy's artillery. The other big major point that they're playing that is in seasonal this year is that we're playing without Panthers. So we should see more Tiger tanks as the main heavy of the Axis forces. But I kind of like it. I love seeing Tiger tanks back in the match. It makes me happy. Yeah. It brings joy up and around my life. Blue Rose Jelly. Animator Will, welcome into the chat. You guys will hear this in 15 minutes, but it is a goddamn pleasure to see you. Spartan's in there as well. So many of the good regulars are hanging around. I don't know whether you know this, but people that hang around this chat are just generally better human beings than the rest of the planet. Hello, welcome. I hope you're all having a genuinely wonderful day. Bear Blades, let's go. Oh, God, you know what I'm not looking forward to? I know in chat, in about 10 minutes' time, when we start talking, there's going to be a billion people telling me that they can't hear you, but that's all right. They're going to get past it. They're going to realize it when I finally go and fix it. What are you going to do? Happens to the best of us. We can't be far away from match start now. This is everyone. Ooh, friend of the stream, Nicholas. There he is. He's just got run over by a greyhound. Let's hope that map's been flipped. 60 seconds left, and we're going to get into a bit of Hell Let Loose. But Nicholas taken down. Let's hope that doesn't foreshadow how he's going to play for the rest of the match. I know he was on reserve, so he is not. He's not moderating today. Good luck. Have fun to everyone. DC610, go easy. Welcome. Ooh, I haven't put up the emotes. I feel like that's a bit of an oversight for me, but what are you going to do? Oh,
I'm very excited for this match. I'm not going to lie. I probably haven't slept in a week just in anticipation.
Did I not tell you to get a good night's sleep before you did this? Actually, what time is it over there in the good old US of A, my friend?
It is officially 9:07 p.m.
9:07 p.m. as opposed to my 11 a.m. What? It could be worse. I feel like that's a good time for you to be casting. Bit early in the morning for me because I had to wake up. But 10 seconds left and we're going to get into this. As soon as the map flips, I'll join the correct squad. So will Max. We'll get into a little bit of match warm-up. We'll go over the points. Good luck to both of these teams. I believe in you. I believe. That is true. It is Omaha Beach that we're going to be playing on. Loading. Enhance. Nope. 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 We're joining Tattoo Squad is who we're joining. So that's what I'm looking for. Tats. There we are. Good. Rifleman. Jump in. Spawn up here. Deploy. And let's get into a little bit of a match cast. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is OC versus the Easy Company TAC team. Hope you're all having a wonderful day because I know I'm excited for this one. Done! And let's get into a little bit of match warm-up. Whilst we wait for them to build nodes, let's have a look at what points. Ooh, it is a mostly bottom-dominated point at the moment. We're going to be, from the OC side to the Easy side, it's going to be Les Isles, the Orchards, Vieux-Ville-sur-Mer is going to be our midpoint that we're going to be fighting over. On the Easy Company defensive side, it's going to be Win 70, and their HQ point is going to be Dog White. So, it's a fairly bottom point now. Vieux-Ville-sur-Mer is sitting up in the middle. Good luck to both of these sides. I'm going to tell you, it's going to be Crash Marine is going to be the commander for the Easy Company side. Have a look at that. Nodes down. You'd expect that from such a well-drilled competitive side. Let's get up into the middle. Maxim, can I just ask you, who is going to be the Easy Company commander for this match on Omaha?
So the Easy Company commander is Toxic, which from seeing previous matches of theirs is usually the commander, and he's pretty decent. So it should be a good fight in OC's hands.
Just going to flip over to your camera. Let's just take me through what Easy Company's doing for their setup. I'm just going to type in chat and make sure everyone knows we had audio issues.
So it looks like they're setting up a light tank in the south. They're taking the default medium, and it looks like they're going north through that little valley, which is crucial, I think, in my opinion, to keep control of, as well as the town that road leads into Vieux-Ville. Excellent.
So I know you've been doing a little bit of research over some of these points. What have you got for the middle point, Vieux-Ville-sur-Mer?
So it's interesting because really what Easy has to do is keep positive control over that middle town, as well as either the top or north. If they can do both, it's fine. But in regards to airheading or flanking behind, it's not really going to happen based on the way these points are.
Yeah, that's very, very true. 13 seconds left in match warm-up, and then we'll see this. I don't know whether you know this, Max, but this invisible barrier is actually historically correct. The Nazis did use this to try and delay the Allied advance. Match is on. Let's go. 27 minutes left in this one. Good luck to both of these teams. We know they're crackings. We know they're cracking sides. We're going to follow this truck in. It's a half-full truck, but you do see that sometimes in these 40v40 matches. Interested to see whether or not any truck snipes get off. Both of these teams are going to be pushing towards the middle point. Max is going to be following some of these Easy Company lads in. Max, how much are you liking having admin cam, being able to see literally everything that's on the match, my friend?
It's honestly really cool because it gives you a different perspective
100%
of a match.
It's one of those things that I say any competitive player should spend a little bit of time in admin cam, just watching matches and watching how some of the stuff that, some of the tactics they might use might pan out. Let's get over the middle because it looks like Easy Company are making a good push through that little town area that's sitting just to the east of this middle point, Vieux-Ville-sur-Mer. Looks like OC do have the nice and early push on there. Sitting over the church area, which does dominate this point. Trucks coming in just behind. I haven't seen any truck snipes yet.
Oh,
looks like we did see something
we had a
explode
truck
over there.
truck. Yeah, we had an Easy squad member on a transport truck with a rocket take out the OC one.
Well,
however,
that rifleman
they're getting shot at the moment.
Brutally murdered jumping out of that truck. Fairly even on the middle point. It is going to be contested over the middle now. Easy Company with a very good push into that church area, swarming in from the east. OC looked like they might have been a little slow, but they have started to take that area that we're looking at towards the north. Obviously identifying that flank is very important for them to get around. Easy Company look like they're sitting mainly towards the south. Good Lord, welcome anybody else that's joining. It is a pleasure to have each and every one of you. Easy Company with a nice early dominance over this church. They're going to get lads up on there, and once you get sort of lads up onto that church, he's going to make it a little more difficult for OC to take it out. We have got a lucky little Luke's streaming across that field, just trying to get in, provide a little bit of armor support. Just firing willy-nilly into there. Doesn't look like they're going to pick up any kills now. Snitsy, welcome into the goddamn stream. Repo, Better Pen. OC have 40 players. 40v40 on this one. This is OCE versus USA. OC versus Easy Company. Easy Company look like they're going to get a nice early cap here. They're about halfway capped, and it looks like they might take the church nice and easy. Jay, the engineer for Easy Company, is going to be the tip of the spear there, but I'll tell you what, for Easy Company, it's going to be... I can't see that guy's name because he's sitting behind there. But E-Rock, there's friend of the stream, E-Rock, with his machine gun. Just sort of sitting in behind, seeing whether he can get a nice little spot to set that one up. He's going to be a bit of a bushwookie, sort of sitting in there. He's going to set up in the bush. Great to see that, lad. Well done. He's going to provide a little bit of cover. Jay's going to push in as the engineer. Binboss is behind him. Yep, what do you got?
We have an easy light tank pushing up behind 2 or 3 OC tanks right now.
Yep, it looks like that Stuart's probably going to get the jump on that Luke's. That Luke's is going to be on fire. Stuart's going to get the next shot on. Let's see whether or not he managed to take it out. Luke's just putting fire onto it. It's not going to do much, but it is going to disrupt his vision. OC looked like they managed to cap it back a little bit, but Easy Company starting to get the better of them again. We've got Joby, class of 66, Winchy pushing in from the south. They're going to get up on Eox's flank. Surf Flex from Easy Company's there. Big Bear at something, maybe. I don't know what that guy's name is. From Easy Company is going to be the last one left alive. Looks like whoever was up in the tower has been brutally murdered there. OZ Company are starting to... Well, they're not going to start to take this point because Easy Company are starting to take it back. Maxim, this is a great fight over this middle point. I don't think I'd call this match yet.
Absolutely. I'm surprised by how many tanks that OC used in the initial push in that open field.
Yeah, I feel like the open field's probably not the best place to have light tanks, but just sort of trying to put a little bit of pressure on those flanks. Easy, OC starting to get a few lads on point, but I'll tell you what, Easy Company look like they are dominating this point. Just with that shotgun approach, I feel like that's good. They are losing the point. They are also winning up on the flank. Have a look at that. That is Piskisk, Bobby 077, and Ocean sitting up on the OC northern flank. So... Look, OC do need to be wary of that. I feel like that's an issue. Those Easy Company lads getting around the side, that is a very good play from them. If they can start to establish garrisons and spawn points behind there, it's going to make it very difficult for this OC side to hold on to it. I feel like that's a bit of a misstep from OC, but also well played from Easy. OC are starting to dominate a little bit down the south side. They do have a few lads. It's just gunfights, and I feel like Puckdis fighting Gremlin. Puckdis taking down Gremlin. Very well played from him. Ignicholas is sitting as the machine gunner just behind. That fight's going to be important. It doesn't look like he's aware of it. He is still pointing his machine gun in the wrong direction. Puckdis around there. Ignicholas is going to go down to him. Nice headshot from Puckdis. That was crucial. Those Easy Company lads taking control of that southern flank is absolutely huge. Easy Company still trying to cap.
So that light tank that Easy had, it managed to escape. And the Lux that was injured is going the wrong way to look for him, but Easy light tank is going to be punching in right behind a potential OC garrison.
Yep, Snitsy just responding to you in chat in 15 minutes time. It is on a 15 minutes delay. So now you know that. Max, I completely agree. The only thing I do disagree with is that I feel like the Luke's really doesn't want to get into that fight with the Stuart. The Luke's being like predominantly anti-infantry tank. Its role is mainly to push back and really try and take control of that. Looks like those Easy Company lads that were pushing in behind have been dealt with. Sure Shot is pushing around the back there. Sullyban and Ace are up on that left flank. Easy Company starting to cap again. This is 7 minutes gone in this match, and we are still seeing a fight over mid-cap. Two banging Hell Let Loose sides coming up against each other. Hope you're all enjoying it, because this is exactly what we like to see out of the start of the match. Looks like OC have taken most of this midpoint now. Surflex is up on the flank. Wormhold, Mick42 from OC are sitting in there. They won't know that Surflex does have a shot on him. A second shot, he's going to go down. I didn't quite see who got there. Reaver's up on his right flank. Navash and Jay pushing in from the right-hand side of your screen. Easy Company starting to cap. Well, I should say that Easy Company has started to lose some of that cap. OC, for the first time in this match, we might see them start to get a little bit of blue on the board of that midpoint. There it is. A little bit of blue on the board for OC. Well done, lads. They're just playing that shotgun approach, which obviously with that artillery that's coming in, is starting to deal with them. Whew. I would not call this either way, Maxim. This has been a very balanced start to this fight, hasn't it?
It's really interesting because no team has really secured any flanks yet. I mean, they've just basically gotten to their buildings, and one team wins one fight, another team wins another fight.
Yeah, and I feel like
it keeps
Yeah, I think you're completely correct. We do tend to focus over that middle point a little bit. But what I have tried to do is get onto these flanks and just show you, because these flanks can absolutely mean life or death for the lads that are pushing into the middle point, can't they? We're seeing Gremlin come up against Ant. Puckdis, the man we were talking about before, is moving up and went down on the OC. Ant taking down Gremlin. That's one hell of a kill right there. Sammy D is sitting in support. He's going to probably have to deal with Antiat. Agilon moving up on the right flank there. He's going to come up against Puckdis. He is out in the middle of an open field, so Puckdis should get the advantage. Sammy D picking up a kill there. Well done to that lad. We're seeing this tank crew just trying to repair their their P4 right there before they get into it. Big bombing run has cleaned up everybody on the point. And that's going to be Easy Company. Over halfway cap now. They are starting to lose it to... Easy Company starting to lose the midpoint to OC. This has been a grind over the middle. Artillery doing its work. I feel like the OC artillery probably needs to start trying to move across and deal with some of that Easy Company push. OC halfway capped. Good luck to both of these teams. We still don't have a decisive winner over this midpoint. OC pushing up on that left flank. They won't know, but Bobby07 is pushing around their flank as well. Sully Band probably needs to move across, and they need to extend that line out to really stop this Easy Company flank, because people like Bobby07 moving around their flank is going to cause some genuine issues for him. Let's go, you beautiful motherfuckers. Good luck to both of these sides in this international friendly. This is USA versus OC. Let me switch back to my screen. Obviously, I'm going to get that wrong a billion times. More times than I'd care to admit. Good luck. This is exactly what we like to see out of a Hell Let Loose match. Maxim, are you enjoying yourself so far, my friend?
Absolutely. I just saw the Easy Company light tank get destroyed when they were tracking on a enemy garrison, but did not get it in the north.
So big armor kill for the OC side. It's a bit of a loss, but I guarantee that Easy Company won't let that phase them. They'll get back into the fight. OC look like they might take this cap. It is contested. And there it is. First cap going towards OC side. Max, can I get you to bring up your map? Let's just compare what the maps are looking like at the start of this match for both of these sides. There we go. I'll talk over the OC garrison layout first. We're looking at good checkerboard layout. We do have this one back in the C column. That's providing the bulk of that northern flank that they're pushing out. And it looks like Joby class of 66 is the squad lead that's going to be pushing out towards the north. One sitting back in the D column in the 6D square. And one further south, which is going to provide the bulk of that flank. We are seeing the next point be capped. So, Max, can I get you to hover over that? And let's have a look at what's happening over that next point. Because it looks like OC got a little bit of a cap pushing on to that next point, and they are still taking it.
Yeah, this is what I was afraid of with OC. I mean, sorry, Easy.
Yep.
Because the last 2 points on this map, they're kind of, I won't say easy. No pun intended, but they're not too hard to take, especially when you get up to those cliffs and have a nice flank over there.
That Beavers, the man, the myth, legend himself. Beavers taking out a bunch of lads in that trench. Surge getting himself a few kills for Easy Company. Beavers has got to be on a billion kill streak at the moment. Surge is going to try and get in and try and deal with him. Not before he gets taken down. Beavers, calm down. The man is cracked. Devolish is the last one that's left alive there. He's going to try and deal with it. Big Bear Rat is going to push down and he's going to get killed. Looks like Devolish, the man, the myth, legend himself from Easy Company, is going to finally end that kill streak from Beavers. And this point is going to be defended from Easy Company. They would have been a little bit worried. We do have an airhead going down. And that is going to be the OC airhead. Devolish looks like he's all over it. Puckdis is going to push up. Danger Klaus is probably going to have to deal with... Nope, he's not going to deal with anything because that is the commentator's curse. As soon as I say his name, he is going to get brutally murdered. And it looks like Easy Company very well dealt with from those lads, taking down that airhead. Welcome everybody else that's joining the stream. It is a pleasure to have so many people around here. You're all amazing humans, and I'll never say anything bad about you. Let's get back over the middle point and see how that one's going because it looks like Easy Company do have a good push onto this midpoint now. OC, they doesn't look like they have consolidated well enough. Ace is going to be the last one with Lord Ginge sitting on point. It's going to be incumbent on them to really try and deal with this Easy Company push because there we go. Lord Ginge going down. Cryptopic sitting in behind. Mid-boss has spawned as well. They're going to push in and try and deal with this. But Easy Company putting a little bit of pressure on Verville Sumer now. Exactly what we needed them to see. Exactly what we needed to see from them. Good Lord, ladies and gentlemen. We still have a game of Hell Let Loose. I was a little worried, exactly as you were, Maxim. I was a little worried that we'd see an early cap, an early next point cap from OC. It didn't happen, and I feel like that's a good thing. It means we get a longer match of Hell Let Loose, and I feel like that's what we're all here for. Ocean is going to be the lad from Easy Company that's sitting in behind. Just Fierce at Apples is sitting behind. I don't know whether they know he's there, but Fiercey and Ocean, that fight, the way this one turns out, we could see what's going to happen for this sort of this western flank behind the point for OC. Fiercey looks like he's just going to let him go. Ginger's going to get brutally murdered. Fiercey doesn't look like he's heard the shots. He's going to keep moving on. Ocean, well played from that lad. He is just the AT. Fiercey's going to die. Ocean, big kill streak from that lad. Wormwood's going to spawn in as well. 3 a.m. is behind him, but OC just not dealing with that. There we go. As soon as I say that, they get dealt with. And it looks like 3 a.m. took down the OP sitting behind him as well. So well done. Sparrowfart with fighting Piscus on the left. Sparrowfart dying as soon as I say his name. Maxim, I don't know whether you know, but that is the commentator's curse. As soon as I hover over somebody, we expect them to get brutally and horribly murdered.
I've been victim of it, but I'm also seeing E-Rock hipfire MG the Browning and eliminate 3 people.
If you see that again, feel free to yell at me so I can flip over to your screen and we can see exactly what's going on there, Matt.
E-Rock is too fast though. He's like a cat.
He is he's a ninja-like cat, jumping all nimbly-pimbly between trees. I do have to point out we do have a point of view from Winchy, of course. As soon as I flip over from him, he is in the redeploy screen. So hopefully we'll get to see a little bit of gameplay from him. OC really starting to consolidate this point around Verville Sumer now. 3am has pushed up, and he looks like he dealt a little bit of damage to this Easy Company side. E-Rock is going to be the Easy Company lad pushing in from behind. Surflax is going to provide a little bit of support. What I like from Easy, they have started to get this sort of this orchard and this house area that we're looking at now, that Iron Eagle looks like he's pushing through, is pretty crucial when you're pushing on this church midpoint. It is a good little bit of cover, and I feel like OC needs to push out their sector control. Looks like Iron Eagle managed to pick himself up a kill there. Sith, Widow, and Jack Frost are pushing up. Easy Company, they're really asserting a bit of dominance over this point. That's going to allow them to put that concerted pressure onto the point. So I'm loving what I'm seeing from this Easy Company side. They're showing that they can play a little bit of Hell Let Loose. Jay's going to be the tip of the spear and the last man defensively for OC. That's the engineer you can see sitting over the church. What do we got here? Cryptopic from OC is the Beefy Sausage. You're going to push in and try and support Jay, but look, this Easy Company side, putting a lot of pressure on. Maxim, what are you looking at the moment? What are you seeing that could bring joy to some of these viewers?
So I'm seeing a little Easy Company push, but it looks like they're making their way into the church. However, I don't think they know where the garrison is or OPs are back here for OC, so we'll see what happens. But we do have an E-Rock, obviously.
Too. There he is, the man, the myth, the legend himself.
Oh.
Yep. Commentator's curse. You can chalk that one up for a kill for you, Mr. Maxim. You don't get any points for it, but 1 kill for Maxim. I feel like that works. Good point. Let's bring up the maps again and let's do a proper map compare, because the garrison situation for OC is looking pretty similar. They do have another one up in the ED line. Can you take me through what the spawn situation for this Easy Company team's looking like?
So it looks like it's pretty much all hovered around the southern portion of the map. The northern portion, I believe that OC has control of that, which is why the Easy is trying to establish some Garys. They have some supplies. Yeah. However, it looks like, south is going to be Easy's basically way into the middle point.
Yeah, and I feel like exactly what we were talking about before is, that cover that south of the point provides is like it could be absolutely crucial, and I think OC really needs to get around. We do have some of those squads: Gremlin, Loish, Sammy D, and Ignipush pushing up down towards the right. We are seeing tanks get in on the action. Let's go have a look at this one. This is a Tiger tank. As we say, we're playing seasonal rules, so no Panthers allowed. You would expect to see more tanks. That's going to be a tank crewed by Bar, Mac, and Jolt. Big names in the OCE clan. And damn good lads if you ever see them playing on pub matches. They're just going to slowly push up, see whether they can deal with some of this infantry. But Easy Company, I'm liking this push they've got. It's one of those pushes that I'm not quite sure why they haven't been able to take the point yet. But they're getting in there. It looks like OC really starting to push up that southern side now. Those squads are really starting to gain some ground, and that's going to cause some issues for OC. They are butting up against some of these OC squads, these Easy Company squads. Stefania and Goose Dwarf are pushing up against Sammy. Sammy D going down to Staffy there. Ant is going to be pushing up as well. It's a bit of a defensive little push here as well. I do wonder whether these are the OC offensive squad, so good luck to them. They have a lot of ground to take, but they are doing it slowly and steadily. We're still seeing this shotgun approach from Easy Company, really pushing onto this midpoint. Good luck to both of these lads. Whew. This is the
kind of crazy.
Side. Yep, what do you got, Maxim?
The southern bunker point, south of the middle point, Verville.
Yep.
Both teams have been trying to secure that. However, no team has been able to fully secure it. It's just been kind of like a slog back and forth.
Yep, we did see, looks like, is that a 75 going down? I think it's a 75 going down for Easy Company. So that was dealt with by, I'm assuming, Wormald, the AT player there. So Easy, OC, really starting to dominate this area. That said, they do have a lot of Easy Company on the flank of their main push. Their main push is sort of those squads you can see towards the top of your screen, the blueberries. And the red berries are that counter push we're seeing. That does look like they are around the side. That said, Winchy, friend of the stream, let's get over and have a look at his point of view. He's just sort of overlooking this wheat field. He knows there are players there, but have a look at that. That is the difference between admin cam and getting down and dirty onto the ground there. Those wheat fields, you cannot see anybody cruising around there. It's a squad. Forbes are the lads pushing in there. We did see one of the Easy Company lads die towards the top of your screen there. He's going to be the end of that push for him. Hopefully he respawns and keeps putting pressure on this OC side. OC starting to push out. Apologies. Let me get back to this screen. OC starting to push out from this, and that's exactly what they need to do, is a concerted push out from this midpoint. They do have that armor support sitting in behind. That is that Tiger tank. It is crewed by Bar, slowly pushing up. It took a round, looks like, from the AT. Nope, there is definitely a tank pointing at it. Or is that an AT gun? That is an AT gun. Have a look at that. AT gun. It does have a line on that Tiger. It is going to keep shooting. We're seeing bugger all from here. That's going to be a miss. No good. One more shot. That tank is on fire. Nope. Looks like they don't have a line on that Tiger anymore. Sith is going to be shooting.
There's about to be an OC Lux coming into view momentarily for that AT gun as
well. It's not going to be good. Potentially, it's just a sacrificial Lux to try and block that line of sight to that Tiger, I'd say. Just to try and keep that Tiger alive. The Lux, not as useful as the Tiger. We just saw that one filter into view. Another miss from that AT gun. Unlucky. Just not getting over that wall. There you go. So
perhaps the Tiger and the Lux are breeding to make like a Panzer IV, possibly?
Is that how Panzer IVs are created? That is an excellent question. There we go. As we've been looking at that little AT battle we were seeing there, looks like OC starting to consolidate on the point. Easy Company did get a little bit of a cap on it there, though. I don't know whether you just caught that one, but OC starting to defend this one. Welcome in if you're joining chat. It is a pleasure to have each and every one of you. You're all amazing. You're all better human beings than the rest of the planet. I stand by that comment. And I look forward to joining you all in chat as soon as this match is finished. Still seeing an OC defense of this point after a grind fest to take it in the middle. I felt like Easy Company were going to take it. They were showing that they are one hell of a hell let loose team. Not giving it up without a fight, but OC very early with a point. We're seeing it contested as well. Looks like they're going to dig in and try and take out this OC defense. This has been brutal so far, Max. Yeah, what do you got?
Yeah, exactly. There's I like how Easy is very quick reactionary with certain things, with defense, with changing how they're attacking. And especially they're trying to put up a new front in the north. However, I think OCs they smelled that one out pretty fast.
Yeah, I think that shows good communications. And like anybody that's ever played Hell Let Loose knows that this game is like 90% communication. You need your squad leads to be able to communicate between each other. We are seeing an OC an Easy Company cap, which is interesting because it looks like OC have the bulk of the forces on the strong point, adding that cap weight. But I think it's this southern side and OC's inability to really push out this Easy Company team from this southern side that's just providing enough cap weight to start to cap that midpoint. Gremlin and Grimjob are sitting up on that southern side for OC. They're the blueberries. A very good point to point out is that when we're looking at my screen like we are now, the blue team will be the OC side and the red team will be the Easy Company side. When we flip over to Max's screen like so, it is completely the opposite. So just keep that in mind as we're running through this cast. It's just a way, one of those little tricks of Hell Let Loose because I've got Maxim on the other side, so you guys can get another point of view. Now, I don't know about you, Max. I've got this thing, whenever I cast matches, I tend to go for the blue side. My commentary always tends to be biased towards the blue side. I think it's a hangover from playing Hell Let Loose. You want the blue team are the good guys, right? You want the blue team to win. So I'll try and keep it as unbiased as humanly possible as we see something explode in the field there. Let me get down and see what that was. Looks like it's going to be, that's a 76 from Easy Company, so that one's going to be dealt with. Plenty of fire going to the point from OC. They do have a consolidation sitting around this middle point now. Just trying to push out that sector control. Ignicholas is going to be up on the right-hand side. Friend of the stream and moderator around here and a damn good lad. If you've never met him around the place, trust me, go play with him. I guarantee you'll have yourself a good match. And that's a good point for either of these teams, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. If you're in the OCE region and you want to come play for a damn good Hell Let Loose side, and come play with some of these lads that we're watching play today. Ignicholas getting a kill before he gets brutally murdered there. But come enjoy the OC Discord. I'm sure somebody will post a link at some stage. If you're a USA enjoyer, Easy Company, one hell of a team. And a very welcoming and open community if you want to go join them. I'm sure they'd be actually happy to have you. So somebody will post their Discord.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I know, Max, you play a lot with Easy Company. You're not an Easy Company member, but you do like playing with a lot of the lads, just because it is a good brand of Hell Let Loose, and, a good place to hang out on the old interwebs.
Yeah, I'm part of their Discord. I'm always kind of checking up on them, seeing how they're doing. Always, very welcoming, very knowledgeable. So,
yeah.
Also great service.
Yeah, exactly. I'm liking what I'm seeing from this OC armor now. They've brought up this Tiger to really try and consolidate around the middle point and try and give their infantry just the ability and a little bit of support in pushing up. Good lord. Yeah, I know. I had my overlays up for a little bit longer than I probably needed to. That will happen. It is a bit early. I had to get up a little bit early in the morning for this one. Have a look at this Easy Company push. They are really starting to push out this OC team here. Mick will have Fuck This up on his right. He is in an open field. Fuck This going down. Looks like he went down to Sam or Mick. I didn't quite see who got that one, but Easy Company were capping, and that's just cap pressure. From mainly this side, I'm going to say, I think OC really needs to push this out. Really needs to divert troops to try and push out this southern side of the map, because I think that's what's really losing them this fight at the moment. They do have the ability to stack the midpoint and stack all these lads on the middle point. Verville Summer is exactly what we're seeing.
Yeah, it looks like Easy's been, if you look at my screen,
Yep.
They're doing their garrisons behind enemy lines a little further away, so they don't get locked out, and so they can maybe establish a presence in those key areas before they push the middle point.
Yep, we'll keep up your map for the moment, Max, so we can do this map compare. The OC team is mostly unchanged. They do lose a Gary that was back in the CD line that we were seeing before, but they do have a nice offensive Gary up in the G3 line, and that's what we're seeing, some of this push we're seeing around the back. Klausy and Repurpose the Recon, just sort of sitting around the back, seeing what they can probe around there. Looks like they've got, Klausy has his OP up, so that's going to allow OC to put a little bit of pressure on this Easy Company defense on Win 70. How are we looking? Can you just talk me through the Easy Company map and how that's looking now, Max?
So it looks like obviously the town is going to be the main push for Easy. They've been trying it. Sometimes they almost had it, sometimes they didn't. It's just been back and forth. They tried to do something in the north, which they haven't quite taken yet. obviously because the garrison's red. And in the south, they finally took that bunker area. However, they put a garrison way down the edge just to kind of establish some sort of presence.
Yeah, good. Yeah, like I think it's a solid comp layout for them. They've got enough garrisons around to try and act as lighthouses. Let's get back into the main casting screen and we can keep looking at Hell Let Loose. Looks like it's business as usual over the middle. It is a bit of a skeleton crew for OC holding the middle at the moment, but that's fine. That's exactly what we sort of expected them to see. They've really pushed out that sector control with Navish and Mid-Boss pushing out through that building and orchard area that I keep banging on about before. That's it. By doing that, it means they're able to divert troops elsewhere. Look, OC will be well aware that they need troops up on their flanks because that's where they're currently losing to Easy. They've gained ground in the middle, but they need to divert troops out towards the sides. Have a look at this. Easy Company. I've loved watching this. Their flanks are absolutely on point, moving nice and decisively around the sides. We've got Forbes. It's a squad. Piskik moving around, and Joby, class of 66, is going to be the entirety of this left-hand side of the OC flank. Lots of the Easy Company lads dying there. Sure Shot's going to spawn in as the engineer, and he's going to keep pushing up that way. Forbes and Pisker are the last ones back from Easy. Look, I'm loving this gameplay. OC really needs to establish that battle line. Figure out where their next push is going to be, because I feel like they're playing very defensively and just reacting to some of these Easy Companies' attacks. Whilst we're watching this sort of stalemate and this World War I style attrition battle in the middle, let's cruise over and see how this was working for. Yeah, it looks like Easy Company, well aware of that threat. I'm assuming, yep, they've taken down Repurpose, who was or she moved down towards the back. Nope, Repurpose has moved around the back. They will be aware that she's there because that garrison that we're looking down towards the south of Win 70 is lit up. So you sort of use your garrisons like a little bit of a lighthouse, just to show where the enemy is. You can tell that the enemy is nice and close to that, so they'll be aware that the recon's behind there. Easy Company, very good push. That Tiger that we were pushing up, it looks like it overextended just a little bit. It is on fire, which is not what your tanks are supposed to do. Turns out flames do not make tanks go faster. So looks like that bar tank is going to retreat, really try and get back into cover, and just sort of hold back there to shore up defenses there. Hopefully it gets back. Another Tiger moving up on its right. Let's see who's crewing that one. It's going to be crewed by Lord Boone, Hawkeye, and Moondog. Obviously, undamaged Tiger tank. They're going to push up and see if they can't keep trying to do a little bit of damage. Brinjar was my contact for this one. So he's sitting up behind the wall, jumping over just in behind that Tiger tank. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what he thinks he's going to do.
It looks like down here in the south, Easy Ant and Easy Puctus is closing in on OC's garrison. Ignicholas just fell. However, he did defend it pretty well earlier.
Looks like Brinjar is just sort of sitting on the top of that tank. Lord Boone's going to get out to see whether he can get a couple of shots. He has missed, however.
Yeah, and Easy Ant just destroyed the OC garrison way down in the south.
Nice. Booney's going to have to get back in before that 76 murders this Tiger. Get into cover. No, he's not. He's going to get brutally murdered before that happens. That Easy Company 76. The Tiger knows it's there. It's going to be genuinely important who gets this next shot off. The Tiger looks like it isn't rotated enough. Well, I say that just as that Tiger takes out the 76. So well played from those AC lads. Very, very well played from them. OC really starting to control that sector around that midpoint now. Sorry, Max, I did cut you off from what you were saying before. Let's switch over to your screen and have a look at what's happening. What are you looking at, my friend?
So I think basically Easy and Puctus just went into a suicide attempt to get the OC garrison that was formerly right here.
Yep.
However, OC did flank them, so.
Okay.
And yeah, they're just keeping control of the south, basically. I like it.
Yeah. I think that's that Easy Company push. I'm going to switch over to the main casting screen now, because exactly what I was saying before, OC have diverted troops around to this right-hand flank, the right-hand flank of their battle line, and they're going to push up. Stappen Isle is going to be the low, as we saw spawn wave, just trying to consolidate around this bunker area. The guy number 23, he knows there's people around here. Well, maybe he doesn't, because he's going to push off and just going to hold on top of this, the top of this bunker area. Is he? Nope, he's going to cop a shot. He's going to die, but not before he kills the lad on the inside of that bunker. Easy Company spawning a few more in. Looks like they may be able to defend this here now. Beaver's getting himself a king on standing at the moment. Gausdog, maybe? I don't know. I can't see the full names, and I can't pronounce names anyway. Beavers looks like he's going to move on, and they're just going to leave that bunker area. Leaving those spawn points in behind is not going to be great for them, as Beavers learns that lesson by getting brutally murdered. Ignicholas is up around the side. Big satchel just went off. That was huge and just took out all the Easy Company members. Maybe that's why Beavers thought he could move away, because there was a satchel on. I did miss that one, but we did see it explode, so I feel like that's half the battle right. OC really putting some effort into pushing up down this right-hand side, and that's the southern side of the map. Welcome anybody else that's joining. This is an international friendly match. 40v40 versus, it's going to be OC versus Easy Company. I'm hoping you're enjoying watching this as much as I'm enjoying bringing it to you. Good Lord, welcome everybody.
It's very telling that with this map, the US side, they've held their, back 2 points as well as they have.
Yeah, Easy Company showing that they have gunfighters. They have the ability to win gunfights. Big rocket there we just saw from Wormhole taking out a bunch of Easy Company lads. He'll be a little happy with that. Jack Frost from Easy is going to be the rifleman pushing up to that cover of Church. Now he's going to be continue to try that. Gremlin from OC is on the right-hand side of your screen. He's just going to push back and be a little more defensive as we see a bunch of artillery trying to take out a bunch of that. Easy gaining map control. Yeah, Easy was. Look, they were. OC really starting to struggling to deal with it. Let's have a look at what Winchy's looking at. We do have a point of view, and this is Winchy as the machine gunner, just sort of trying to find a place to be able to set that up. Nice little spot you can get on top of the. You're gonna have to do the jump prone to get up there, Winchy. Obviously, you didn't hear me. Oh, I feel like the ability to tell people what's going on in the game. I feel like that's what I need in my life. But we haven't quite got there yet. We haven't quite got those live cross to Winchy and get him to tell me what's going on. But he's just finding a place.
That is a nice spot that he has.
Yeah, just finding a place to set up the machine gun. I find it difficult. It's hard because when you're sitting on the roof, just trying to get somewhere where you can change elevation can be a little bit difficult. But he's not looking at much, so let's get back over to the screen and have a look at what it's looking like in the middle point. That lad that we pointed out before that was nice and deep, Jack Frost picking himself up a couple of kills, and he is inside Church. That's going to be a problem for OC. They're going to need to deal with that. And whilst they're dealing with that, the rest of Easy Company has pushed up. OC, I feel like it's time to panic, and it's time to spawn a few more back to try and take this Church area. The shotgun approach is paying dividends for this Easy Company side. Welcome anybody else that's joining the stream. This is OC versus Easy. After an early cap, a midpoint cap from OC, we're seeing Easy Company really push back in. Oh, that said, a few of them just died. Wormhole doing his job there. It's Jack Frost. I did not know to look out for that guy, but he is going to be the Easy Company. That's the red berry you're looking at in the middle. Wormhole looks like he's going to come up against him. Let me see if I can get inside there and see. No, he's just sitting outside the Church. There you go. I had him pegged as inside. He's just going to be a bit of a human claymore. Just sort of sit there. His mate died before he got in and dealt with him. Wormhole's just trying to scope out where in God's name these Easy Company lads are. That is the way that midpoint's looking at the moment. Gremlin's pushing back in towards the top of your screen. He's going to come up against Vandal. He's going to take down the Easy Company OP. Looks like he just took out Zan there. Grem just sort of cruising. He's going to come straight up against Vandal. Vandal just trying to hop the fence there. Looked like he might have got a sightline on him then. Vandal, it looks like Gremlin was shooting at him, but Vandal getting the better of him. Good gunfight from that lad. Easy Company's going to keep trying to push. OC's still going to try and get a little bit of sector control. Iron Eagle is the AT player from Easy Company that we're looking at towards the top of your screen. Pushing around. Let's go, lads. Whew. Max, are you happy with the standard of gameplay we're seeing at the moment from both of these sides?
I'm shocked. I thought it was going to be very one-sided in either direction.
Yeah.
Just because of how the map layouts and what the points are going to be, but both teams have just been holding, especially being a pretty much dominantly Southern point spread, objective spread.
Yeah. I agree. The other thing is I haven't seen Easy Company play for a little bit. The last match of Easy's that I casted was last seasonal, when they played against a couple of teams, and we saw an amazing amount of growth from their team. Their ability to their ability to grow as a side, it was amazing. So obviously, watching the standard of gameplay we're seeing today shows that they have not been resting on that. They have been continuing to grow as a team.
You can tell too, especially in this match as well as I've seen a couple previous matches. They've just been. You can tell they've been practicing. They've been trying to hone their craft.
Yeah, and look, I'm hoping to see either of these sides move back in and start playing some of the big tournaments in the world. Speaking of which, we are casting a seasonal match tonight. That match is going to be EG versus GBI. It's going to be 8 o'clock Australian Eastern Standard Time. And I think I can announce that our co-caster will be Kinderek from Seasonal. So I'm looking forward to that. Chapel was satcheled. Looks like Easy, they do have a couple of lads on point. This is concerning for this OC side. They are trying to push out and they are trying to control this area around here. But it looks like Easy Company are starting to get a few too many lads in the point. Loish and Navish, they're going to be defending with Jay there. Jack Frost, the man is going to go down to a satchel as soon as I say his name. But well done. Who doesn't love satcheling a church in Hell Let Loose? I swear, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. There's nothing brings me more joy in this world than seeing it's like the ultimate no fun for everybody play. Yeah. The ultimate. Everybody, go back and redeploy because there is nothing you're going to be able to do about it now.
Stu, it's very interesting, this easy strategy of 276s in the same area. Probably 10 feet. Oh, sorry, 8 meters for you Australians away. One precision strike could just end that or satchel.
Yeah, look, it could. But I do appreciate you as we see a couple of explosions. That looks like Artie just trying to get that tank. Thank you for doing the conversion from Freedom units into regular-ass units for me. But I do like the double 76 approach. Getting all your heavies onto the field and using them as a bit of a shotgun, as a bit of a sledgehammer to deal with whatever counter push is happening. So I'll get you to keep an eye on them and watch how this push. It looks like they're pushing down towards that southern side to try and give Easy Company a little more time and a little more weight to push up that side. So I think that's a good play. Toxic is going to be the commander for this Easy Company side, and he's pushing down that southern side as well. Looks like he's going to come up against Gremlin and Ignicholas. Just obviously they've identified this bunker as an area they need to deal with. I'm assuming he's getting in there to try and get himself up a cheeky little Gary.
I think the 76s are sniffing out a OC Gary back there.
Delicious.
However, I think Easy Surge. Yep, he's on it. He's dismantling it right now.
Oh, there you go. So spying out some of those garrisons. Good play from that lad taking down a garrison. Look, OC, unable to rest on their laurels, unable to keep those garrisons up to try and deal with this Easy Company push. I feel like Easy Company is probably getting the better of OC at the moment. Just with their map control and the fact that they're getting so many onto point, I think OC probably needs to really try and reset. Get some lads back into that strong point, push out the sector control from Church, and see what they can do from there. Max, what's your read on this map? If you're OC, what do you do from here, and how do you try and push out and defend and or attack the next point?
If I'm OC, I'd probably... Because Easy Company has basically been one or two people coming from all directions to take the middle point. So I'd probably just consolidate back to the middle, push your boundary out. Okay, like get territory control over the middle town. You know, the road that leads into from the beach. Yeah,
that's very true. That said, look, OC, they have got a few scattered squads pushing up through. We're seeing Lord Ginge and Gobatron. They're not squad leads, but they are pushing and just trying to disrupt this Easy Company backline. If they can get a few kills in there, it means that Easy Company won't be as secure on sort of their battle line, and it won't have as easy a push onto that Church team that you're having a look for the right. Woo!
What would you do if you were Easy?
You're Easy. I think they're playing very well. This shotgun approach has been very good so far. They've got lots of their lads pushing on and putting sort of that direct pressure onto Verville-sur-Mer, which is the middle point on this. But that said, with that shotgun approach, normally what you see is lots of redeploys and that concerted push straight onto the point. They're not. They're just holding their lines. Obviously, they've identified that there are sort of 3 angles of attack if you're pushing from where they are onto the point. There's the north, there's the south, and there's the point itself. And what I've liked from them, they're doing exactly what they needed to do. They're putting pressure on the flanks. They're not letting OC get that sector control around the midpoint. OC getting a lot of lads spawning back, and that's exactly what I was saying they probably needed to do. Was Easy Company. That's going to be a bombing run. That's going to be the Easy Company bombing run over the point. It got a couple of kills. I'm wondering whether it managed to clean up a garrison as well. Looks like it didn't.
Yeah, I believe it did go right over the garrison. Yeah.
Excellent. OC still has their garrison just sitting towards the south of Verville-sur-Mer. So
yeah,
if I
just missed.
Pull up your map and let's have a look at what both of these maps are doing. Not that. That's the wrong button. We didn't need to look at my face. That's the button we were looking for, ladies and gentlemen. OC garrisons, they do have these flank garrisons sitting up there, so I'm liking seeing that there. That said, what are we looking like from easy attack garrisons, my friend?
Basically the same thing. Easy has not been able to control this top portion yet completely. Otherwise, I'm sure they would set up a garrison if they could. However, they still have this southern edge one that they've been trying to use to push in probably over here to attack from the south.
Yeah, I think you're correct. What I really like about that garrison placement for them is they've got their main battle line that's pushing up, and as soon as that main battle line really starts to run into issues, they have the ability to spawn up and around the OC flank, put pressure on the flank, really start to roll back that battle line and that attack from OC. So look, well played from them. I'm liking what I'm seeing from Easy Company, even though we've got yeah. Go ahead.
It acts as a kind of defensive / offensive, Gary. To be honest.
Yeah, and it gives them options. It allows them to flank the flank. I still wouldn't call this. We're under 45 minutes left to go in this match, and we are seeing still an OC defense of Verville-sur-Mer, which is the middle point. We're not seeing too much. Can I get you to have a look at what sort of an attack OC has on the next point, if it's not too much trouble, Maxim? And let me know if you find anything. We'll switch over to your screen.
Absolutely. We got Danger Klaus, and we got Gobertron, which I've been watching him for a little bit. He's a really good shooter, to be honest. And very aware. Oh, that's the caster's curse right there.
Damn straight. It looks like they've gone very deep. They're just pushing up sort of that top of the cliff line, aren't they? Trying to push onto this Easy Company defense.
Yeah.
And I look, that's what they need to do. It's really tempting to sit back and go, right, we can push out defensively. That's all we need to do. But not doing that. Putting that pressure on the next point means that Easy Company isn't able to divert all their forces onto the offense. So I'm
It's a very sneaky garrison.
It's a sneaky garrison.
That OC has.
Is that an OC garrison?
Yeah, I don't think Easy's.
No, that's an Easy Company garrison.
No.
Oh, is that up to the north? No, yeah, there's an OC garrison sitting right down towards the south. Is that one, is it?
All the way in the bottom edge of the map. I don't think Easy knows about this. I think it's an OC garrison.
They might not. It is locked out, so no OC can spawn on there. But if Easy doesn't know about it, it just means all they need is one of the Easy Company lads to move away from it, and it will open up, giving OC that direct line of attack. Let's jump over the middle point. Have a look at what's going on here. Good lord. Woo!
I'm gonna keep watching this garrison because I think it's not locked out anymore. There might be a big flank from OC coming up pretty soon.
If that's I'll get you to keep looking over there for me, or just find some of the little fights that are happening. If you can just let me know what happens with that. If there is a little bit of a change, we'll switch over to your camera and see what's going on. It is still business as usual over in the middle. OC defending very deep. They've got a spawn wave of support coming in. We did see something get brutally murdered there. I didn't see what that was. Looks like it might have been a repair station that just went up. Yeah, double repair station there isn't going to help out any of the OC tanks anymore. And we've seen those defensive spawns really trying to push out. They are getting shot at by artillery, which isn't going to help them at all. And OC, looks like it is a fairly even battle over on this right-hand side for OC, but they do have lads up around the flank. One of the Easy Company lads getting brutally murdered there. Beavers pushing up in support down this right-hand side. Easy Company just spawning in, just pushing up as they can, as we see something explode there. I don't know how many times on these casts I've just watched plumes of smoke to try and see what got killed. Looks like it was a troop transport. There you go, a bit late in the game for Troopies, but I like a good late game Troopy. Let's have a look at the middle point because it looks like Easy Company are starting to cap. Very good push from them. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Love each and every one of you. You're all amazing. Easy Company, concerted push onto the middle now. I feel like they've identified that they do have numbers. Looks like it was contested. OC not dealing with it as well as they need to. Some of the Easy Company lads are going to get killed there. OC going to start defending. Flare Monkey just popped his flare out. I didn't see who that was. That was Beefy Sausage, I'm assuming, is the Flare Monkey. The offensive recon spotter for OC. Going to deal with that. OC looks like they're starting to deal with it, but I feel like they really need to push out and take control of all that sector control around the church. Chad Long is going to come up against Beefy Sausage. He's going to get the better of him there. That was Recon Spotter versus Recon Squatter. Both of them are going to die, so I think it was well dealt with from both sides. Cool. Still not going to call this, but Easy Company, they've got to be starting to make OC a little bit worried with some of the stuff they're doing now, boys and girls. This is nuts. OC, have a look at that offensive spawn wave that just comes in. Can you have a look, Max? Are they working off a garrison or OPs pushing onto this middle point?
Looks like they're working off that garrison, but they're trying to flank around to the cliff. Kind of around to the previous point. Maybe try to find some garrisons here and there, OPs.
Yep, OC
just kind of put the pressure.
OC just got a good spawn wave off in the middle. It's still not enough to deal with this offensive pressure we're seeing from Easy Company. Easy Company about halfway capped. As we go underneath 40 minutes in this game, this is going to have to be a scrambling defense from OC. They're going to have to start pushing out because Easy Company look like they have numbers and look like they have the ability to take this midpoint. OC have started to defend. Bombing run going in from OC, just trying to clean up. Doesn't look like it's going to be as effective as it probably needed to be. It did take out some OC members and probably just the one or two Easy Company lads. OC starting to defend, really got the numbers back on defense. As Guderian said before, but parking the bus. Just making sure they've got enough cap weight on the strong point and just trying to deal with this OC shotgun approach. Have a look at that. Jay getting himself some kills there. Wormwald, just fierce. All the OC lads getting back in defense. The biggest problem you see with this, with that sort of panic redeploy that we just saw from OC Max, is that it does mean that there's a potential that you have to give up ground elsewhere. If you're redeploying lads back from the flanks or offense, it means that you're going to give up ground to Easy Company. And Easy might be able to take advantage of that. Have a look at the left-hand side of OC's battle line there. It is getting absolutely cleaned up by this Easy Company side. 4 lads from OC pushing up just to try and deal with it. The commander's is toxic he's not toxic, his name's toxic. There's a massive difference in saying that. Commander from Easy is going to be pushing up in support of his lads there. I like a good frontline commander. 3AM's going to be up on his flank. Let's see whether 3AM manages to peak this one.
Jody, yeah, it looks like that OC garrison south of WN70, the people that were OC members that were spawning on it, they all redeployed as soon as Easy had a good ground in that middle point.
Yeah.
And then that allowed Easy to sweep back in and destroy that garrison. So they lost that for a trade-off to defend their points, which is, I think it's a good trade-off.
Yeah, I feel like defending the middle point's genuinely important. But that said, look, I think that shows good communication from Easy. And the fact that OC have spawned back, and it looks like Easy are starting to get the better of them over the middle. Lots of rockets, lots of flares going in. Well done to these lads. Artillery is going to deal with some of that Easy Company push. Well done. We are playing seasonal rules today, so one person on artillery only, and that person on artillery is protected for the game. We don't have a bot that's dealing with team kills if they do manage to get murdered. But the other big rule is no Panthers allowed. Tigers only. So I've been liking the seasonal rules. There is a bit of controversy about not being able to take out artillery, but hey, look, I feel like each to their own. Max, what do you think about Tigers coming back into the game? Because I don't know about you, I've missed them. I
love it.
Yeah.
They look much cooler than the Panther anyways.
Yeah, the Tiger is an iconic Axis tank, and seeing that in there is absolutely huge. We've just seen it. And a better name, correct. Welcome. Thank you, everyone that's following. I hope you're all having a genuinely awesome morning or evening or whatever it is, wherever the hell you're from. Easy Company. Max, I think this push from Easy Company, we might see them cap this point now. I don't think Easy has enough to try and deal with this and get it back. Mick 42 is up on the flank, so he could be crucial out this side to try and deal with it. I'll see if I can capture all the action for you. Artillery's
We
going
have
to give
seen
him
OC react pretty well.
Ooh, grenade taking out Mick there. OC are reacting, but look, I think this Easy Company side, they do have a good concerted push onto the point. We might see them take this midpoint here. It's going to be like...
Hey.
Yep.
Easy did lose 76 just now, recently.
Yep.
That makes the pair of 76s that have been traveling together for pretty much the last 10 minutes no longer a pair. Just a single 76.
And then there was one, is exactly right, my friend. Lots of vehicles getting exploded. I didn't quite see what died there. Artillery is going to go down on it. He won't know that it is already dead, but that was going to be a repair station. And it's going to be a repair station no longer. Easy Company, about halfway capped now. OC trying to dig in and claw them out of this church area. It's going to be contested. That point's going to flicker a lot. Yep, what do you got?
Looks like the 76 is satcheled from OC. Satchel on top of his cupola or turret, which I don't think they're aware of that right now.
They don't look like they're aware, do they? Bombing run going in is going to deal with a lot of this OC push. That 76 is satcheled. Is he getting the satchel or is he repairing? I can't quite tell from here.
So I think, yeah, there's one. So two squad members of that, and there it goes.
Satchel's
two squad members
go
try to hop out and defuse it, but they were not successful, obviously.
It's the old Rainbow Six. The game's over. There's not enough time to defuse. Looks like OC are starting to defend. It is scrappy over this middle point, though. I don't know whether OC has the sustain to be able to deal with this. Looks like Surf Flex is sitting in behind, just sort of being a bit of a human claymore, being a bit of a bush Wookiee sitting in behind that shed there. Mick 42 is going to be the last one left behind. Mid-boss is there. Lots of OC lads are trying to push out towards the front of this and try and deal with this Easy Company push. 33 minutes and 40 seconds left in the match. We have a cracker of an Hell Let Loose match going on. Welcome if you're joining us. God damn, it's a pleasure to have so many awesome humans here today. You're all just genuinely good humans and better people from hanging out here. I don't know whether you know this, Maxim, but followers of this channel are statistically 72% better looking than the rest of the internet. That's a fact. And nobody can ever take you away from that. It's not hard because the internet is full of neckbeards and people that are far more overweight than you'd expect. But
Actually,
there you have it.
Yeah. I know it's morning for you, so you probably didn't read the new spreadsheets. We're now at 73.1.
73%. I knew it'd go up. That's probably because we have got a bunch of new followers lately and they're all more attractive than the average. So congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. I feel like that's breaking news. Let's get back to the action. OC, it is a mix over in the middle. OC doggedly trying to defend this from this massive Easy Company push. Easy Company putting an ungodly amount of pressure onto this middle point. OC, they're going to have to defend, but they have lost the majority of this northern flank. It looks like Just Fierce and 3am are going to try and push back. Well, they're not going to push back anymore because they're going to get brutally murdered for their trouble. That's going to be some supplies for OC going into the middle, and we're seeing Easy Company try and cap this one. They have started to cap. I think this is genuine trouble. I think this is
There's two easy guys on top of the bell tower.
Yeah. On a cap that they don't own, and that's part of the reason that Easy are trying to starting a cap. Let's just have a look at the map and see what these the spawn point situation's looking like. There we go. We'll have a look at that. No spawn point for OC on Verville Samur itself. The only spawn points they've got are sitting around it. There is one OP that's going to provide defense for OC, and that's the outpost of M squad, Mike squad. How about Easy Company? What are they working off, Maxim? Specifically on the offense.
I'm not sure. I think their middle push just kind of failed, so they might have given up on that. They had just lost their half track up here in the north. Speaking of the north, all their spawns up here got destroyed or they just gave up. But they still have the southern one for defense or offense. And looks like they're trying to set up back here in between basically the two OC points for flanking offensive.
Yeah, that's a very good offensive flanking, Gary, out there. And I'm interested to see how they go with that one. Let's get back to the action and let's keep watching this church area. Easy Company, they've got back to capping again. Toxic is going to go down. That was a commander versus commander kill. We just saw Crash taking out Toxic. I love a good commander v commander. Look, it's my goal in life to see a commander v commander knife. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm sure we'll get there eventually. Still fighting over the middle. Yeah. Easy Company on the strong point itself. One of them going down, well, two of them going down there. Looks like Brynar and MCDS Brynar going down. MCDS is going to be the sniper, who's going to be the last one lit alive. Looks like he's just up in the bell tower doing sniper things. As you'd expect, OC have got back to defend, but both sides just running from their respective spawn points to try and cap the middle. How are we looking on that next defensive point for Easy Company? Is there any changes? Is there any attack that we're seeing from OC? What are they doing to try and crack open this? Try and put pressure on the next point to break up this Easy Company offense?
Not really. I mean, OC has been just kind of pushing the lines. I think Easy is aware of that. Besides that, I haven't seen any. They're very keen on any sneaky garrisons on the edge of the map now. So.
Still anybody's game. I feel like Easy Company, like OC taking the early cap after a bit of a grind fest, but Easy Company are not giving this up. Let's swing over here and let's have a look at this OC battle line. They have pushed it out towards the right, and they are making some ground towards the front door of Easy Company. This will do two things. Well, three things. It'll really extend this Easy Company defense, really put pressure on them so that Easy Company know they need to get back in defense. It gives them the opportunity, it gives OC the opportunity to have a flank on this Easy Company push on the middle point, which is what you're looking at, the red berries towards the top right of your screen. And hopefully it takes pressure off the middle by meaning that Easy Company needs to push back. Easy Company, however, are doing exactly what they need to do. They're responding to these pushes, although we saw them just lose a couple of gunfights there. Beavers and Ignicholas, two hella good players, are going to be tip of the spear there with Grimjob and Gremlin in the support, just trying to push up that right-hand side. Let's get back to the middle and see what Easy Company's doing, because it looks like Easy Company have dominance over just sort of that narrow right section of the map. Winchy and Joby class of 66 are sitting out towards the top. They look like they need to push back. They need to push back and deal with this Easy Company flank, because this Easy Company flank is going to cause OC some genuine issues. And look, as we're seeing, the cap is getting midpoint is getting capped by Easy Company.
OC did
Yep.
They destroyed the 76 basically on the fork in the road to the east of Verville.
Yep.
Just now. That's Apples and Sullivan. So that's going to be huge with the Easy push into the middle point.
Yeah, Easy. They are not letting up at this point. And have a look at that encirclement. Those two players that we spotted out before towards the north of the map, Winchy and Joby, they're going to be clutch if they can get around there and try and deal with this flank. But have a look at that is a huge amount of Easy lads coming in behind the strong point there. OC are in all sorts of trouble now. Easy Company playing a great brand of Hell Let Loose to get themselves back in this fight. We're under 30 minutes left to go in this match. Still anybody's game, but holy crap, we've seen some Hell Let Loose. OC looked like
I think it's very possible that OC defends this and pushes in, because they're taking advantage of this with repurpose the spotter and Danger Klaus to kind of just break their way into WN70. Little by little.
Yep. Looks like that tank with Bar, Mac, and Jolt. Bar just was sitting outside it there. Looks like it cleared up a lot of those Easy Company lads moving in from behind. So hopefully Command Chat is letting everybody else in the team know that there are Easy Company lads making concerted push behind, because they just cleaned up like 4 or 5 of them in that push. But OC really trying to push out that cap weight and that cap pressure and that sector control from that church area. And they have gained the orchard towards the east of the point, so I think that's very well played from them. Easy Company have a good spawn waves and good bunch of players pushing in from the eastern side towards the west at that point.
It looks like OC is finally taking advantage of this valley that runs through the middle within Easy Company lines. They've established a presence on that fork in the road by taking out that tank. It looks like they might be possibly trying to flank from there. We'll see what happens.
Yep, I'm thinking what we sort of saw there was with those spawn points that we saw behind from Easy Company, they have diverted troops away from other parts of the map, so we are expecting them to start to lose ground elsewhere. But that said, have a look at that. OC must be well aware that they have Easy Company troops and enemy troops behind their lines. They're not dealing with it as well as you'd like to think so. Forbes is still going to be alive. He's going to come up against Crash Marine, the OC commander. Pictist, Alam Samal, I can't say names. Names on the internet are impossible. It's a Squid's going to die to artillery. It's going to be the end of that one. Mid boss is towards the bottom right of your screen, coming up against Ocean. And he's going to be supported by 3 a.m. from OC. There you go. We just have lads in the backstop trying to clean up some of these spawns from Easy Company and just try and deal with this concerted push we've had from behind. Sparrowfart's going to be on the left there. Joby Class is 66 and Winchy are up in support. Shawshot is well off into the left and flank there. Just sort of trying to search around, see what they can find from this Easy Company side. Piskisk is going to move in to the point itself. Midboss is behind him. All he needs to do is look across the open field. Midboss is not going to do that. He looks like he's missed him. Midboss pushing back in to try and deal with whoever he just saw there. Woof! Ladies and gentlemen, we still have a goddamn game on our hands. Tell you what, that guy Pisk just moved from one side of the point to the other, and he is now in behind. He is now in behind the OC offensive line. He just scrolled through point there, Maxim. Holy shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's have a look at what Maxim's looking like for just a second, whilst I do a little something. Don't mind me whilst I do admin stuff. Done. Whew. Excellent. We're back. Whose machine gun are we looking at right there?
That's Mr. E-Rock 310.
Oh, we love having a bit of
Famous
E-Rock
YouTuber, obviously.
Obviously, he's a famous YouTuber. Some sort of music YouTube, if I'm not mistaken, my friend. He hates it when we say that.
I think that's right. Yep.
Let's have a look at the midpoint now. OC really consolidated around the church. They do still have Easy Company lads in behind, and Easy Company taking a little more narrow approach, moving into church from the north there. Forbes, Jack Frost, I didn't see who just died there, but that's fine. We don't need to say his name anymore. Iron Eagle's going to be the NG in behind there. OC just starting to, they're really struggling to deal with some of these Easy Company flanks. They have been, which is evidenced by the fact that they still own the midpoint. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is a hell of a hell let loose match we've got. This is an international friendly between OC and Easy Company. This is OCE region versus USA. This is exactly what we wanted out of this. One hell of a fight between each. Max, are you over the offensive point for OC now? Can we just flick over and have a look at what you're looking at, my friend?
I'm looking at Danger Klaus. He ran past that southern OC garrison. Just trying to figure out what's happening down here, because it looks like OC is kind of inching further and further into the push for Easy's point.
Yeah, I agree. They've definitely tried to divert some of their troops around to this southern edge, just to try and deal with it. Let's push over and have a look at the actual southern edge, instead of what we're actually looking at. Just sort of grinding out that battle line, really pushing that front up to try and put pressure on the next point. Klausy's probably doing a bit of a flank around the right-hand side. There you go. That's exactly what Maxim was looking at before. Klausy's got his OP down. If they can get around there and get a few more lads spawning on that and putting pressure on the right-hand side. The biggest problem with the right-hand side is have a look at that open ground you've got out towards the right there. Where do they push from there? Gobes is going to spawn. He's going to be the AT just to try and push up and see what he can see. Let's get back over to the middle point to make sure we don't miss anything over there. We still have Easy Company lads in the church itself, which is concerning for this OC side. 22 minutes left. Good Lord, boys and girls. Whew. Hell of a match of hell let loose. Yep, what do you got?
Looks like Easy finally established a garrison back behind Verville to the southwest. Basically in between Orchards, Verville area. They've been coming from there for a while as far as outposts, but they finally established a garrison, which I don't think OC realizes.
No.
I'm sure they know something's up, but...
Well, I guess they had that time where they managed to push out the sector control from Verville enough to make them feel a little less concerned. Maybe that was a little bit ambitious from them. Maybe that push was a little bit much because they still have Salami sitting in the middle. Iron Eagle's going to be the NG pushing up. He's going to die as soon as I say his name. Jack Frost is pushing as well. He is an assault trooper. That looks like that tiger's going to get away from him. He is an assault trooper, so we're going to go ahead and assume he's got the satchel on him. Shirkle's going to get the pistol kill off. Not going to let that happen. Shirkle's going to die to a rocket That was sent in by It's a Squad. Sherkle sort of dealt with the immediate danger from that satchel, but he's going to give his life in return. 2 rockets going off. That Tiger's going to be somewhat unfazed by that. Salami still sitting in this OC defensive point. That's going to be worrying for him. The Tiger's going to push back and see whether he can pick up any of this infantry.
Nicholas is destroying a easy garrison right now on the front lines.
Friend of the stream and moderator around here, Nicholas. He's one hell of a dude. We love watching him play. He was a reserve, so he's a late addition to the side as well. It's good to see.
A good addition.
Yeah, a damn good. It's good to see that he's having a genuinely positive impact. But have a look at this, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Easy Company have the encircle over this middle point. OC really struggling to deal with this now. They either need to start capping and start putting pressure on the next point, or they're in a bunch of trouble. This Tiger by that fat guy and Jestaz taking a rocket in the ass. It's going to swing around and try and see what the hell hit him. He won't know that that AT player is either dead and or redeployed. But that Tiger from Fatty needs infantry support because currently he's on fire and sitting out in his own. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hope you're enjoying yourselves because I'm enjoying bringing this to you with friend of the stream, Maxim, as co-caster. You're all just genuinely good human beings. Whew. Maxim, I'm thinking that Easy Company have a very good push on this midpoint. I'd expect them to start capping again. And I'd expect OC to probably struggle to deal with this. That is a full encircle Easy have of the point. I think OC needs to get back, re-establish their battle lines. Let's have a look at the maps and do a little bit of a map compare, my friend. Did we lose Maxim? Nope, he's still there.
Yep, I'm still here.
There we go. Map compare what we're looking at. A little bit more of a forward garrison for this OC side. That's where we'll see the bulk of the defense spawn from. Good line of garrisons. Nothing very offensive, though. There is nothing too far forward. Nothing forward of the H line except for a couple of OPs, and they're not in the most offensive positions. How is Easy looking? Where are their garrisons at, my friend?
So you remember how Easy was focusing on the south before?
Yep.
Well, that's completely gone. They lost 2 of their defensive Garys down here. They lost their sneaky little edge garrison. They lost that garrison between the 2 points. However, good news. There's 2 garrisons in the north now. So
excellent. So it really looks like they've changed their angle of attack. Realized that south was starting to get pushed out from OC and concentrating on the north. OC are doing what I'd expect them and what they really need to do. I think they've recognized that there's a bit of an encircle on the point, and they do have lads like Just Fierce, 3 AM, and Apples pushing back. They're going to be pushing on to Pisk, the squad leader, just trying to take down all his spawn points to try and deal with his encirclement. We're under 18 minutes left. Still a lot of hell let loose to play, but OC, spawn wave going into the top right of your screen. Looks like we got Sherkle spawning in. He's going to try and get back into that Tiger tank after he got brutally rocketed out of it before. Oof. Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, it looks like OC is just pushing their lines further and further out toward Easy.
Yep. Let's have a look at that. Let's give me a nice overview of what this OC push is looking like, my friend. This OC push onto the next point. Obviously, when we're looking at Max's screen, the red berries will be the OC team, and the blueberries will be this the circle side. A little bit slower on the camera there, if you could, my friend. Just keep it a little more comfortable from the viewers at home.
Copy that. I'm not seeing a OC push behind the lines. It just looks like this main town area. They're just trying to inch further and further in. Because once you get those buildings, you have overlook of the next point. So, I mean, smart.
Yeah, I think they realize this with over 16 minutes left to go in this match, they have the time to build up garrisons and build up spawn points and really figure out where their next push is going to come from. So, look, it's still anybody's game. Easy Company just sort of consolidating, trying to figure out what they're going to do. OC madly trying to scramble and deal with this push from behind, and that's the blueberries you're seeing towards the bottom and or middle of your screen, trying to deal with those red berries sitting in behind. The red berries are going to be Ant, Forb, and Piskix. I know they're the offensive squad, so that's probably why we've said their name so much, but I'm just going to say, well done to those lads. They've managed to survive. Another spawn wave we've just seen from Easy Company. OC needs to deal with that spawn. Let's just see. I'm assuming it's an OP sitting in there. I can't quite see it. I don't know where that OP is.
For easy?
Yep, for Easy Company, sitting just behind the OC lines and pushing onto Church.
Yeah, it looks like Easy's been
there it is.
relying on OPs primarily, not garrisons. So, which would make sense.
OC, they're just not dealing with this this push from behind, and I feel like, look, this has been good from Easy Company. They've recognised they've got that OP has been marked up, and it is being covered by artillery, and that's why we're seeing a lot of the red berries die. Middle point is being contested as we come up to 15 points in this match after an early cap from OC. Easy Company has been putting an ungodly amount of pressure onto this middle point. Look, credit to this Easy Company side. They are doing exactly what they need to do to try and keep control of this and try and take control back over this midpoint. OC, lots of spawns going back into the spawn point itself. As time goes on, you'd expect OC to start defending deeper and deeper into this point. As the time goes by and they have less ability to put pressure on the offense, you'd expect to see more and more blueberries really starting to park the bus onto this middle point to try and hold off this Easy.
It's going to be interesting in the last 5 minutes-ish of the game.
Yeah, I think it will. The biggest problem is, and as a commander, is deciding when you do that. That's going to be, it looks like that's a Luke's that just got killed. So the light armor still being brought out by OC. Not being as effective. I didn't see if it got any kills, but no more Luke's. But as a commander, it's just deciding when and where you make that call to bring everyone back. We saw another, looks like a repair station exploded. Obviously, that's been a choice area for OC put their repair stations because we've seen a number of them get destroyed there. I'm an idiot. That's not a repair station. That is that's a Stuart tank. They're actually two
Easy Ants in the north. He basically destroyed 2 OC OPs in the north, which allowed the rest of the Easy team to kind of push in. All with a grease gun, by the way.
Ooh, I love a bit of grease gun. Obviously, it's a fan favorite in the game. And he's still pushing it. That's the red berry that you can see in the middle of the point. Is the lad that's pushing in. Looks like he has got past all of them. He is going to make it into the church area. Jay's trying to hunt him down. Mick42 is in his support as well. Jay's going to get in. Looks like Ant's going to take advantage of that. And Ant, one hell of a kill streak he's on. Just going to cruise through. Obviously, with those two going down, OC is going to be aware that there is somebody in the church. And well played to you, man. I feel like he's playing a hell of a game. Next point was just contested. Max, can I get you to have a look at the Easy defensive point and just show me why that was contested and what we're looking at back there?
Looks like... Oh, repurpose. An OC spotter just got killed. Caster Curse. But
Yep.
Looks like he was putting a little cap weight because I believe Easy kind of... They're focusing mainly on the attack, the middle point, with the time coming down.
Yeah. I think they've sort of getting to that point where they go, fuck it. If we don't win the midpoint, we don't win. So let's go, lads. So Repurpose. She is possibly one of the best recon players in the OCE region. And an solid OC member for a number of years now. OC, lots of spawn waves getting back to try and consolidate around this church area. Taking down that last of the OC lads. Looks like they have probably managed to get back and deal with that Easy Company spawn. Yep, no more Easy Company OP sitting behind there. So hopefully that starts to deal with it and starts to deal with that push that we're seeing in from behind. The right-hand side looks like Easy have started to push back against these OC squads. We've got Gobotron off to the right. Grimjob and Ignicholas are just sort of sitting there seeing whether they can pick up some kills. Ignicholas isn't going to look across the open field, but he is going to take the other lad that was pushing up in front of him. Steppenile, I can't say his name. Stap. His name is Stap, and Puctus are sitting in that bunker area that I keep banging on about whenever we get back here. Good lord, ladies and gentlemen, what a fucking match of hell let loose. I hope you're enjoying yourselves. This is my clan, OC, versus Easy Company, and it is a damn pleasure to be back casting OC again. I don't know about you, Maxim, but I've been looking forward to this game. Under 12 minutes left to go in this game.
This is how I wish the match was going to go, basically. No matter what team wins, I think both teams won.
Oh, 100%. And that's what we love seeing about these international friendlies. Neither of these teams have played each other yet. And we haven't sort of seen Easy Company in play any of any big international matches lately. So this is them coming up against one of the good teams in the OCE region. Obviously, OCE used to be very dominant, but I feel like, especially with their recent seasonal runs, teams like Chimera and GBI are really flying the flag for the OCE region. Speaking of which, I do know that Chimera has an international friendly coming up later today. I'm not sure who's casting that, but as soon as we have an answer to that, I'm sure somebody will let us know. OC looked like they did have the next point contested, but Easy coming back and defending. Tonight we are watching, on this channel, we are watching the seasonal Hell Let Loose match, GBI versus EG. That's going to be a cracker of a match. It's a little bit inconsequential because after some recent disqualifications in the seasonal tournament, it does mean that both of those sides, even though it is the lower bracket final, we do know that both of those sides are through to the next round. What the match is playing for, however, is seeding. So one of those teams will be through to the round of 12, and one of them will be through to the round of 16. So there's that. Easy Company making a very good shotgun approach through that. So let's get down and dirty and have a look at exactly why Easy Company have chosen to push down this side. And have a look at that. Compared to the open fields of the rest of the point, looks like Artillery is going to be pushing in, is going to be well aware of this push through here and is going to start dealing with it. But have a look at that cover. That's why Easy Company's pushing through here. Artillery's going to do some more damage. That's just bits cleaning them up through there. OC well aware that that's where they're pushing, and with both artillery and gunfire doing its damage there and really dealing with that Easy Company push. Ocean's off to the right. Looks like he managed to pick himself up a kill. OC with under 10 minutes left to go. I don't know whether do they go and push on the next point, or do they start spawning back and really parking the bus onto this church. I don't know. It looks like they do still have a skeleton crew defending church, so hopefully we see a little more of a push. Let's go have a look at the right-hand side of the map and see what that's looking like. Easy Company look like they've probably pushed OC well out of that area, so I think that's really well played from Easy Company. If Easy can get in...
Repurpose is actually pushing into Easy's point, WN70, as well as Gerbertron and Danger Klaus. Although I think Easy does know they're somewhere down there, coming from there, but I don't think they know exactly, and they just lost their garrison from Repurpose.
They did too. Repurpose picking herself up. It looks like, Gobertron picking up himself up a kill as well. Lockspan's going to be the Easy Company defense. He's going to be trying to hunt down Gobertron. It looks like Devolish is spawned in as the squad lead. Lockspan is looking the wrong way. He's just trying to pick up some kills up on the cliff there. Gobertron getting some murder done. Lockspan should be able to see Gobertron there. Doesn't look like he did. Gober's managed to get himself into the trench line there. Repurpose
might not be
looks
good
like,
for Easy.
Yeah. Repurpose looks like she got taken down there. Gobe's going down as well there. So that's going to be enough of that one for that attack. Easy Company looked like they got a bit of a cap. Just as they're defending their last point, the mid-cap, the all-important mid-cap on a 5v3 match at the moment is being capped by Easy. A contested OC, that's got to be causing them concern after we come under 8 minutes left in this match. Hope you're all enjoying yourselves. Woo!
Ooh, I just saw Toxic. The Easy commander just got strafing runned, and I saw his body into many bodies. However, OC is doing a big push on WN70, which could change Easy's approach to taking the middle point.
It's tricky,
maybe force
isn't
some of them to go back and defend.
Just before this starts being capped, let's have a look at maps, Maxim, and see what spawn points they're looking at. So just bring up your map for me, my friend. There we go. OC, have a look at that. The defensive line of Gary's is still standing. They do have the nice offensive Gary up in the H line. L squad, that's going to be Klausey's OP, is sitting back, just got dealt with as the guy spawned on it. Looks like it's going to be the guys. But looks like OC do have some lads into the strong point. What's Easy looking like in terms of their map, my friend?
Well, it looks like they lost pretty much all of their attacking OPs and garrisons behind the middle point. However, they're still trying to push to the middle. They re-secured that crossroads area, that vital intersection in the map. So I feel like that's where they're going to be focusing on in the last few minutes of the match.
Yeah, I think you're right. Let's get back to the main screen and have a look at what this fight over the middle is going to be like. This is a scrambling defense from this OC side. They'll be unsure whether or not they want to go on offense or not. They've got a little bit of armor moving in support. That's a Tiger, and that's going to be crewed by Shirkle, that fat guy in Jesters. Just trying to shore up defenses. OC spawning lots of lads back to try and get on the defensive. Under 6 minutes left to go in this match. We are at the pointy end, Maxim. This is where it all happens. Both teams have been vying for position all game. Big spawn wave from OC going in there. That's going to help them at no end. Hopefully they get to use that to push out. Easy Company really needs to deal with this. They need to dig deep. It's incumbent on Easy Company now to get in and take this middle point. Good Lord, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're enjoying this match because this is everything we like to see out of an international friendly match.
Yeah, it looks like Easy's doing the first move here. They just dropped their airhead as well as a bombing run.
Ooh, where was the
Which,
Easy
if I'm
bombing
correct,
run
they
going?
can't use anymore for the rest of the match.
Where was the Easy airhead going in, my friend?
The Easy airhead is just east of the middle point.
Is it down on the ground?
It is on the ground, yep. It's still alive.
Ooh, whereabouts is it? I'm going to switch over to your screen. Oh, we just spore a spawn wave.
Huge Easy spawn.
Oh, there was a massive spawn from that. I'm assuming the airhead's just sitting in there. It is. Massive spawn wave from Easy Company. This could be genuine trouble for this OC side. Artillery's going to need to do some work because I don't think there's going to be enough to be able to clean up a lot of this stuff. Easy Company starting to clear this up. This was huge. Under 5 minutes left to go. Under 5 minutes left to go as we see flares go up to try and spot out some of that. OC's going to have to get back and defend, but I think Easy Company with that push, unless OC really digs deep, Easy Company might take this under 5 minute cap. Holy shit, big spawn wave from OC is going to try and deal with that.
The Easy artillery is just decimating the south defenders.
Yep. That Tiger tank is still up, sitting up on its right. It does have another Tiger off in support now. So that's obviously OC trying to get back some of their armor to try and help deal with this. Contesting. This is going to be a hard-fought battle over the middle point now. Easy Company look like they have the advantage on numbers. OC starting to spawn back. They are defending this point, is the OC side. That said, that Easy Company have an ungodly amount of lads on the point. This is huge. This is exactly what we wanted to see out of the last 4 minutes of this map. OC starting to defend. We need to get under 2 minutes. 2 minutes is the magic number. If 2 minutes to full cap. So if we're under 2 minutes to go and Easy does have some of that cap pressure on, it does mean they still can take this. So OC Sully Band getting in behind. Obviously, they know that airhead is there somewhere. He is in behind. Artillery's going to clean up a lot of that Easy Company push. Sully Band, I hope you're not going to get artillery because he's going to do the cod jump over the wall, clean up a bunch before he gets brutally murdered for his trouble. Easy Company do have all the lads on point though. We're coming up to 3 minutes left in this match. Still anybody's game. Have a look at that. Have a look at that OC armor. Big kills there from that OC armor and that tank crewed by Lord Boone, Hawkeye, and Moondog. Very well played. We're seeing a scrambling defense from this OC side. Whew. That
was insane.
That was massive. I thought OC were done. I thought Easy Company had it. They still may. They still have a massive amount of pressure onto the point. Lots of lads. I think it's now. It's now time for OC to park the bus. If we don't, they've got 30 seconds. Easy Company has 30 seconds. It's contested. 30 seconds to cap this, and we could still see this flip before the end of the map for Easy Company. They're capping.
And we have a Tiger versus 76 shoot off.
Let's have a look. This is huge. I can't see where that Tiger is. 76 is going to take a bit of damage. It is on fire. They're not supposed to be on fire. Easy Company capping. They do have enough time to take this. OC scrambling to try and get back and defend this. Easy Company, I think they've got the numbers, Max. Holy shit. This could be one of the biggest.
Goes the Tiger.
No more Tiger too. That's going to be huge. Another Tiger in the middle just copping a rocket in there. Agilon, Cryptic's trying to get back and defend. It's a squad trying to get back there. Oh, I love Cost Cop trying to defend, but Easy Company, they're about halfway capped with 1:30 left on this one. OC trying to get back and defend. I think we're gonna see an under 2 minute cap here. Easy Company, I think they're gonna take this one. Unless OC can do something genuinely miraculous, I think OC are in trouble. They're about.
I don't even know where to look. There's so much going on.
Look at those numbers. Lots of the Easy Company lads dying. OC are defending. Holy shit. I can't call this. I don't know how long. Easy Company are capped. Are over halfway capped with a minute left, which means they are still in the driver's seat to try and do this. Lots of the OC lads are being brutally murdered before they get in. They have that push arm moving nice and deep onto the point, but I don't think it's going to be enough. 44 seconds left to go in this game. Holy shit. Easy Company. I think they're going to come away with the win. This is massive. Have a look at the red berries on point. It's almost capped. 30 seconds left. We've got the time clicking down now. OC, I don't think it's enough. There it is. Easy Company have captured that point, and with that cap,
Wow.
it means that OC, after holding the midpoint for the entirety of this game, have gone down in the last 20 seconds.
Have you ever seen that?
Oh, I've seen some very close games, but that is up amongst the top 3 closest games I've ever seen.
That was a nail biter.
That was an OC win, 3-2 over this, an Easy Company win, 3-2 over this OC side. Holy shit, Max. Let me scroll through the scores for all of those interested. Max, I know edge of your seat is one of those euphemisms that's just used in cast, but I am literally on the edge of my seat, my friend.
I did not expect that at all. I mean, holy. Yeah, that was probably one of the best matches I've seen in the game.
Maxim, get your face on, because we're going to do some post-match.
I need to do my makeup? Yep, we're good.
Holy shit. That was a fucking match of Hell Let Loose, wasn't it?
That was insane. Both teams did, first of all, phenomenal.
Yeah.
It was just back and forth on Omaha Beach of all maps, you know? So
great fucking match.
Great match.
Easy Company took the win, but all credit to this OC team. They were playing a great brand of Hell Let Loose. They were doing everything they needed to do. They had the next point a little bit capped. They were putting pressure on. Easy Company clawing in and taking away that digging in and taking away that win. That was huge. Maxim, we do a thing around here after each match cast where there's a thing we like to do around here. Are you aware?
What's that?
Are you aware of what this is?
Looks like a gumboot, as you call it.
It's a piece of footwear. It is a gumboot, but calling it a gummy means something completely different. So we call it a shoey.
Okay.
Do you have a shoe ready to go?
I do.
Excellent.
It's
What
on
I'm
my
gonna
foot.
What I'm going to need you to do is open a beverage.
Okay.
Once you're good.
Yeah, first things first. Shoe,
Shoe,
first step.
beverage.
And this may or may not be something that contains ethanol, by the way.
Potentially, it might be a non-alcoholic beverage. I need you to open it, combine with the shoe, and when you've combine now. When we're good, when you're ready to go, I'm going to need you to do the honors. Now, Maxim, what is the only thing you can say at a moment like this?
Welcome to America.
Welcome to Australia, cunts! Oh.
That was a first.
Well done, Maxim. Love your work, you beautiful motherfucker. That one goes out to the winners of that game, Easy Company. But it also goes out to my clan, OC. Unlucky to come away with the loss there. Stick around, because we're going to raid somebody from the Hell Let Loose community. I think PTS Free was doing a match for the NRS tournament, so if he's still going, we'll flick over and have a look at him. Otherwise, ladies and gentlemen, to recap, that was a 3-2 win for Easy Company, the USA team, over the OC team, the OCE team, OC. Thank you very much for joining us. We finish every cast here by saying, ladies and gentlemen, look after yourselves. If you can manage to do that, please see if you can't look after somebody else too. I'll see you guys next cast, and you know what? I'm going to goddamn look forward to it. Take care. Bye.